What's going on YouTube? Josh here checking in. We are back with another video and we're here with none other than John Haack. We're at the IPF Worlds right now in Killeen, Texas. And John Haack, for those of you guys who are living under a rock, is the new world record holder in the 83 kilogram, 183 pound class. He just totaled 818 kilos, is that right?
Yep.
So that was 1,792 pounds at the 83 kilogram class, which is just crazy. So, John, why don't you just tell them kind of like, age, background, what do you do, stuff like that?
23, I'm just finished up my undergrad degree in chemistry at the University of Wisconsin. Grew up on a farm, work as a bouncer right now. Also just got a job working with Omni Chemicals.
So basically he's a farmer and a chemist.
Yeah.
All right, so John, what, how old were you when you started getting lifting? Because you're young right now. You're technically, John competed in the open, although he's a junior lifter. So he won both the junior and the open world record, right? So you're how old?
I'm 23.
He's 23. All right, so you're 23. How long have you been lifting?
I started lifting 7th or 8th grade for football. I think I was like 12 or 13, so I've been training for 10 or 11 years now. Just started training for sports really. It wasn't much focused on strength so much as just working out, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, like in high school, were you like one of these like super jacked kids like on the football team, like, benching like 400 pounds when you're in high school and stuff? Like what were your initial lifts when you were in high school?
I was really small. I wrestled 103 my freshman year of high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How about when you were a senior?
I was 150 pounds.
Okay.
I think my numbers at the start of my senior year were like a 265 bench, like 365 squat, and we didn't do deadlifts, so I had a 225 power clean. That was just horrible form, but
365 squat at 150 is pretty good for a high schooler.
yeah.
So it seems like maybe you had a little bit of a base, but you weren't a monster when you were in high school.
Yeah, it wasn't until college I had hit a growth spurt, grew like 3 inches and gained 30 pounds, and got introduced to powerlifting from my buddy who I went to school with, and he did in high school, and he gave me the program that him and his coaches ran, and that's when I started falling in love with the sport.
So how many years exactly have you been powerlifting?
I've been powerlifting for 3 years, or my first competition was 3 years ago. So after my freshman year, I transferred to UW, and met another buddy who did powerlifting in high school, and he saw me in the gym. We started training together, and he's like, "Dude, let's do a meet together." And ended up it was the Badger Open USAPL meet, and ended up taking Best Lifter award, and I was like, "Oh, pretty good at this sport." So.
Nice. So you've only been powerlifting for 3 years now, and I imagine you've tried like various different training methods, right? Like a lot of powerlifters kind of like sort of figure out what works for you.
Yep.
So what sort of training methods have you used, and maybe what have you found most recently works best for you?
Yeah. So I've done a lot of stuff, like cube method, Lilly bridge, 5-3-1. So I started off with doing mostly I'd bench maybe twice a week, once or twice, squat, deadlift once a week, and that worked for a while. Then,
so like pretty low on the frequency?
Yeah, low frequency.
Was the intensity higher or?
Yeah, it was a little bit higher. It was like a lot of just going and hit, one set of 3 or one heavy set of 3, or one heavy set of 5.
Okay.
And then so then after that, kind of started to plateau. Hired Joey Flex to do my programming. He got me on a little bit higher volume, squatting 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how healthy I'm feeling. Deadlifting twice a week, benching about 3 times a week, and that's really helped me a lot. So
it seems like kind of both your frequency and your volume increased.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So where I was always doing 1 or 2 working sets, now I'm hitting like 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So with those 5 or 6 working sets, you're doing probably a little bit lower reps per set.
I mean, it's like 5 by 5.
Yeah.
5 by 7. Yeah.
Getting in a lot of volume and obviously making you a lot stronger.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
I feel like once you get to a point where, I have to stay in the 83 kilogram class, you can't really add strength through adding muscle too much. You have to start adding strength through like those increasing your neural efficiency and, train the lift more.
Yeah, so for those of you guys like who maybe like can't really tell from this video, John is not built like, your typical power lifter. He's like 10% body fat. He looks like a freaking bodybuilder. And so he's kind of like at the peak of the 83 kilo class as far as like muscle mass that he's probably going to achieve at this weight. Yeah. So that's kind of what he's getting at here. Somebody like myself, I've got a ways to go till I fill out, that sort of class. So, that's kind of what John's getting at. Awesome. So how about like your nutrition? Are you, like strict with your nutrition, or are you kind of just at this point know what to eat?
I'm kind of iffy on my nutrition. I'll try and, like 2 months out from a meet, kind of start getting a little bit more focused, like really follow the Renaissance periodization. I like their ebook a lot. It's very laid out, good for, strength athletes or performance athletes. It's definitely not built for like a bodybuilder, which is what you're gonna find a lot when you look up like weightlifting diets.
Sure.
And I kind of build my diet around that, but it's pretty flexible.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so like, for your lifts, a big question that I think a lot of the viewers are gonna have are kind of like, for you, what are your favorite accessories for the squat, bench, and deadlift? Now, of course, this is going to be custom to you, your weaknesses, your body type, stuff like that. But sort of for you, what do you think has helped you out the most for those lifts?
For squats, probably front squats. Very quad dominant squatter, so really puts a lot of focus on the quads and helps me kind of keep that upright position. Sure. Bench. I kind of switch back and forth. Close grip a lot, Spoto press, and 3-second pauses.
All right, but if you had to pick one of them, what would be your number one?
Probably close grip.
Close grip, okay.
Yeah. And then for deadlift, I really don't do too much accessory for deadlift. I think just deadlifting more. Yeah.
Sometimes it's as simple as that.
Yeah, maybe just hitting a lot of back accessory movements, like bodybuilding style stuff.
Sure.
Like bent over rows, pull downs, whatnot.
Good stuff. So, I think that's probably all the time we have for this video. Why don't you tell them why don't you tell them where they can kind of follow you? Like, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram is at jhack181.
So that'll be linked right over here.
And actually, I don't know what my YouTube channel is.
Don't worry, we're gonna post a link in the description box below to John's YouTube. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Why don't you guys post in the comment section below if you have any questions for John. I'm sure he'll be happy to help you guys, answer those questions as best he can. And definitely check out his Instagram, give him a follow on there, follow him on his YouTube channel, because this guy just blew away the competition. Brett Gibbs put out a really good show, but John came out victorious, took the world record, and just an awesome resource to have. Really glad to have John on the channel. I wanted to thank him for that. And that's the video, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one.